This week we saw the return of Jon Moxely to AEW after his time away with the company after battling his demons. It was great to finally see him make his return, and I must say he looked much better than when he went away having to deal with his problems. This is great to see for many reasons, not only from a personal level for the man himself to deal with his demons, but also for the world of pro wrestling. Jon Moxely has proved that he is one of the greatest stars to grace the squared circle. And he has proved that over many years, and in recent times he has proved that in AEW. And we got to see him return into the ring and cut a promo, and a very impassioned promo at that. The man is so articulate and can get a point across using very little words. It's beautiful to see and listen to. The crowd was stunned into silence. Yes, we had that moron who shouted at the start, who was dealt with by Jon Moxely very, very quickly, and who's now been banned for life from AEW. But the rest of the time, the crowd was in silence, listening to every single word that Moxley said, because this was an important one. This is where the lines of reality and pro wrestling, aka kayfabe, cross. This is an important distinction because it can be hard to get this balance right, especially when dealing with a subject matter, such as Jon Moxley's addiction to alcohol, and how he's had to deal with that. This was the perfect blend of that. He didn't stand in a ring and say everything that he'd been through. He trusted the audience to know what was going on and what demons he's been battling. He referenced it, saying that he was thirsty, but the only thing he now is drinking is blood. And because of that, this allowed the promo to flow. No one felt too deep and too saddened. Everyone was excited to see him back, see what he had to say, hear every word that was coming out of his mouth. And every word that came out of his mouth was delivered with passion and pure emotion. It was because of that emotion that you could really understand where he was coming from with his words and articulation. And that's important because this is where his art, which is pro wrestling, and his life, where his demons have come in, have crossed and intermingled. So obviously we care about the man himself, and we also care about the performer in Jon Moxley. And here we got to see both sides of that. We got to see the real side of him perfectly intertwined with the character of Jon Moxley. And him doing this was great. He opened up just enough, teasing the things that had happened to him without going into every minute detail. He brought everyone on that journey and delivered a very important message to everyone who was listening. And that message, for those who cared, is something to behold. It was a message that everyone goes through struggles, no matter who you are. And it's about being able to take the time to deal with those struggles, to battle them, because they are a battle. Everyone, no matter who you are, has something they are dealing with. And if we use Jon Moxley as an example of someone who's dealt with the demons, it's a great one to look at. He had to take time away from the sport and the industry he loves when he was at the top and in a prominent position. Instead of just carrying on and doing what he'd been doing, he realised that he had an issue and had to step away and take time for himself. Sometimes we have to take a step back to take a step forward, and that's okay. That's not a problem. If you have an issue, reach out to someone. There are plenty of lines you can call if they don't think there's someone close to you that you can reach out to. You want to do it anonymously, and I hope that people can find the strength to do that, not only from listening to this, but listening to Jon Moxley and seeing his example. Hopefully that will help you get all the support that you need for whatever issue you might be dealing with. As for Jon Moxley, he has seemingly come out the other side of a very dark battle, and it was great to see him in the ring again this week, and looking forward to seeing him on Rampage, and him to start his journey and his ascent back to the top, chasing that AEW championship and putting on great shows and excellent entertainment for us all. Thank you, Moxley, for your example here, and thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the video and got something out of this. Leave a comment below if you want someone to chat to. I'm always here to talk.